everybody. Well, it's so good to get your responses from the last Friday Focus on Leadership. So let me answer one of the questions that came to me, and it's from Kathy. Kathy, thanks for sending your question my way. Here's her question. One of my students recently asked how they know when it's time to move on or start looking for another job. And the real challenge seems to be distinguishing between a need for growth or greater challenge versus being in an environment that simply isn't the right fit. How do you help people tell the difference? Great question, Kathy. We all deal with this. And so here's my quick response. Again, I realize there's a lot more to it, but here's my quick initial response to hopefully give you and your friends and your clients some clarity as to how to make a decision, whether I stay or should I go. So first, I would ask the question this way. Is this an issue of a skill set or capacity issue? Or is this an environment culture issue of the organization or job? So in other words, if it's a capacity skill set issue where you're being pushed out of your comfort zone, you're being stretched beyond what you've normally been stretched, you are using new leadership muscles you didn't know you had, that's probably a capacity issue. As long as your company gives you the opportunity to grow, and even better, gives you and provides you with the training to grow and get better at your job, then stick it out. Jobs can be difficult, and that's part of your own personal growth, is to stretch through these barriers, to push yourself harder and really achieve some things maybe you wouldn't achieve otherwise if you didn't have the support and the training around you. In that case, I would stay. However, if it's a culture or environment issue, in other words, for example, if your values no longer align with the company values, or if this environment of where you're working is no longer healthy, it's actually becoming a dysfunctional environment, it's a toxic environment, even worse, then I would say it's time to start thinking of a thoughtful transition. So that's the difference if it's a skill capacity versus a culture environment issue. Then the second question I would ask is this situation you're in a doable hard or a destructive hard? This question's not original with me. I remember a speaker author asked that question years ago, and it really stuck with me as asking the question, is your situation a doable hard or destructive hard? Here's what I mean. If it's a doable hard, that means that you're just being pushed out of your comfort zone. Again, you're doing things you haven't done before. You're in new territory. You're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. This is a great opportunity where you can really grow as a leader, similar to the skill capacity issue. If it's doable, you can actually get through it and you're going to grow and become a better leader because of it. If it's a destructive hard, here's what that looks like. You are not sleeping at all. Your health is being impacted negatively because of your job. You perhaps are developing chronic anxiety because of your job. You can no longer function the way you normally function. Even people are telling you you're not the same person. Like if those are signs that you're experiencing right now, that tells me it's a destructive hard. And in that case, I would start thinking again of a thoughtful, intentional transition out of your job, because it's not going to be something that's going to be a place where you can grow, let alone thrive. So great question, Kathy. Keep bringing your questions. This is exactly what I hope to do each time on Friday Focus on Leadership, is really answer your questions. What are you dealing with? What are you facing? Bring your questions. You can just leave your questions right below this video or email me at rob@robharder.com. As always, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.